Hello there. So I hope you guys are doing well. Well, me too. Just trying to stay busy. Just worked on this. Share that later. But yeah, the idea for today's vlog is to just discuss how the brake lever and the gear lever can be adjusted. There were some requests. So let's get back. And yes, before I move on to that, I've removed the side pannier railing. Some paint work is needed. I had used what do you call it, bungee cords, and they have just scratched, and this has eventually started to rust, as you can see at some places. And here again. Now this side is worst. This side is not so bad. So yeah, this one looks good. So that side needs to be taken care of. I'll be painting that again. Home painting, just using the spray can. But yeah, back to the main point. So that is about adjusting the brake lever. And yes, it is adjustable. And another problem is, say if your foot is like this and you're always just riding it thus, there is always some pressure on the rear brake, and the pads just always grinding with the, or always in contact with the cylinder, warms up the brake oil to a point where it leads to a brake failure. You would have heard a lot of stories, but that is not an issue. The only point to remember is that you have enough clearance that it is not always in contact, so that there is no overheating of the brake fluid system and everything. And that is quite simple. I'll be discussing that of how to do it. And before that, I have I have just used this accessory to take care of the rear brake master cylinder. I have another video, I'll share that. So first I'll be removing this, then I'll discuss how to adjust the brake lever. Let me get rid of this first. So ideally you would have a system like this if you have not installed master cylinder guard. I've just removed that. Now to move forward, you're going to be needing a 12 and 13 mm spanner and loosening this one right here. So this is open now. So I'm just using this wooden block placed here. As you can see, this much is the clearance. I would say that is about an inch almost. And now the next part is, I'll show you how the adjusting works. So all you need to do is, if you look at this, if you start rotating it like this, so yeah, if you start rotating it, you see right now I can only press down this much. But if you start rotating this one like this, that would be counterclockwise, very less clearance. So start rotating it clockwise and the lever starts going down, and see how down it is going, and see it's almost touching the wooden block. So if you need to lower this, and this is the position that you find fit for your boot and shoe position, let's say if this is it, all you need to do is just bring this back here and then loosen this one with the Allen key. And the Allen key is 4. Before you do that, use a 10 mm key to loosen this one. There you go. So this is loose now, and then you bring it up. There should always be some amount of clearance. Now if you can see here, this is coming up and I'm reducing the clearance, so the lever is gonna stay, and you can just choose this to your preference. So right now it is here. That is how simple it is. Do you see that? So only this much now, because this leverage is not going to go down because of this nut here. So this will stay here all the time. After that, and you can adjust you can adjust it even further if you need this lever to go down further. Again, rotate it clockwise. Now it is touching the wood, so let's remove this for a second. Now this is going that down, and again you need some clearance, so you again bring this one up with the Allen key, and there should be some clearance. So here we go. Yeah, so yeah, as you can see, this much should be okay. That is about 4-5ish mm, and now it has gone a bit down. That is how simple it is. At the end, you tighten this, you hold this, and the 10 mm key. Here you go. You tighten this one here. That's done. And yeah, smaller Allen key would come in handy, but any which ways you get the point. And then at the end, you just use the 13 mm key and tighten the lever here. And this is your brake pedal position, and this much is the play. Now this is important, because even if your boot is like this, some people, I'm sorry I don't remember the name, man, but yeah, they did mention that because of the constant stretching and all, the ankle and the calf starts to hurt. But yeah, this is how you adjust it, and this is how this is done. This is simple enough. As you can see, there is some clearance here as well. Earlier this was way down, now it has gone up. And if you need to move this up according to your boot shape, I mean, this will probably be best if you check after wearing a boot and test it. But yeah, that is the idea, just to make sure, boot, riding boots and shoes, whatever you are wearing, just to make sure. But yeah, always make sure there is some clearance, so that when you have your foot like this, there is some clearance, and the rear tire, let me rotate this slightly, and the rear tire is able to rotate at this point. So I'm utilizing the play right now, and the tire is still moving. At this point, if you're constantly pressing it down, there is some resistance in the tire, and that is making the disc and the pads contact, that is making the brake fluid overheat, and that is leading to the failure of rear brake. So remember this. If you're using a very fat kind of a boot, I mean motocross kind of, or even if an adventure kind of a boot, you need to adjust this. So this is done. Now let's move on to the other side, where we have the gear adjustment. So yeah, now on the gear side, now on this side we'll be using two 10 mm spanners, and let me show you what we need these for. So you see this one, that is 10 mm, and again here this one, that is 10 mm, and this entire thingy is again 10 mm. So what we need to do is loosen this as well as loosen this. So let's do that. Now you would have to hold the one in the middle with a 10 mm spanner. Let me remove this wooden block for a second, you get the idea. And then just move it counterclockwise. I've already loosened these, and again holding this, you need to again move the one on the other side counterclockwise. Once that is done, just loosen these back, again counterclock, bringing it close to that. Here you go, you can see it underneath here that it is going away. And now let me get the wooden block just for reference. So if we need to bring it down, if you need to adjust this down, just move this bracket, this one, counterclockwise, and this will start coming down. I'll show you. So I'm moving it, and as you can see, this is going down, and this is where it is right now. If you need to move this up, again clockwise, and now as you can see, the distance is increasing and this is going up. So this is pretty simple. And again, just sit on it with your boots, just see where you feel comfortable, You can loosen this as well and move this entire bracket a bit forward or backward. But I would suggest that you keep this at this particular angle, because this makes perfect leverage to shift the gears and does not push too much strain on the gearbox or your foot. So better just adjust this. But yeah, this should be at this angle. It should not be a way behind like that. That is never gonna work. Or way outwards. That is again gonna lead to some difficulties. You would realize that later. But best way is move it clockwise to bring it up, or just rotate this one, this particular bigger one, as you see. Yeah, this one. After this and this nut have been loosened. Yeah, this difficult to get focused, but you get the point. Yeah, this and this have been loosened. You just move the one in the middle, again that is 10 mm, to rotate it like this to wherever you feel comfortable. And that is one thing that is going to make your gear shift even smoother, because if less pressure is applied when your feet is at the comfortable position like this, again it is going to lead to a smoother gear shift. So these are the two things that I wanted to discuss. Once that is done, once you have the position in which you want them, just bring them back. So this is here, and then again for this one, and then hold this one in the middle and just tighten this and this, or this and this. But yeah, hold this one in the middle to tighten them, otherwise this would again be going up and down. So that is the idea. That was what I needed, but I felt like I should share. That is a simple enough adjustment that can be done at home. As from factory, it would depend, it would vary on the kind of position. It is way up, sometimes it is way down, sometimes whatever the mechanic who is working on your bike feels comfortable, he's just going to adjust it that way. So that was it, and that's the torch system. Next up would be, again as I said, painting this and just putting these back, I guess. Well, the bike does look okay without the pannier rack, I'll be very honest, but panniers again to come in handy. So, well, I don't know, I mean, they're just resting there for now. And yeah, I'm trying to clean this area, so that is why I just built this thing to hold most of the tools. It does work. I'll share whatever tools you'll be needing to take care of Himalayan. You don't need all of these, basically. These are a lot. I mean, again, you can understand. But yeah, that's the point. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.